What's up guys, TechTitan here, and I am back again with a brand new video. So in today's video we're going to be actually comparing and looking at the major differences between the Moto G Stylus and the Moto G Stylus 5G. Now before I do that, I do want to thank you all so much for watching this one, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned for more videos. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the real first major difference is obvious, which is design. So starting with the Moto G Stylus. So the standard Moto G Stylus has this kind of a black glossy plastic finish on the back, and if you zoom in too, you will see these kind of dots, and they don't really provide any texture or anything like that. They're there for just mere aesthetics. And also on the back of the phone you do have a quad camera setup, and we'll talk about the cameras in a little bit, but basically you have a 48 megapixel main sensor, you have a wide angle sensor, a macro, and a depth sensor. And the bottom of the phone you do have your stylus, your speaker, your USB Type-C, as well as the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. And on the side of the phone you do have your power button, which has the fingerprint sensor embedded into it, and you also have your volume up and down. So as far as the display goes, the standard Moto G Stylus has a 6.8 inch 2400 by 1080p display, and it is an IPS panel, but it's definitely a high quality IPS panel. So moving on to the Moto G Stylus 5G. So the first thing that you will notice is the difference in color. So the Moto G Stylus has this kind of a cool color effect. So technically the color is supposed to be green, but under right sun lighting the color does kind of change a little bit, which is cool to me, and I think it's the better aesthetically pleasing device. And on the back of the phone you also have a quad camera setup, and they're the same specs as the standard Moto G Stylus, so there's that for you. Also on the back you do have your fingerprint sensor. On the bottom of the phone you still have your 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, you have your speaker, and you also have your stylus. So really when it comes to design, one of the major things as far as differences go is the placement of the fingerprint sensor. So the standard G Stylus does have it on the power button, whereas the 5G version does have it on the back, embedded with the Motorola logo. And the second major difference is the way that they decided to place the quad camera setup. So the standard G Stylus does have a quad camera where 3 of the cameras are stacked vertically and the 4th camera is right underneath the flash. Whereas the G Stylus 5G does have it in kind of a square fashion, which makes it a little bit less cramped. So as far as specs goes for both of these phones, like I said, they both have the same 6.8 inch display, so that's something to note. And the standard G Stylus does have 4 gigabytes of RAM with the Snapdragon, with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 678. Now the G Stylus 5G has 2 options. So the first one is 4 gigabytes of RAM. You also have a 6 gigs of RAM option, but I did decide to keep it to bring out the 4 gigabytes of RAM version, and it does have the Qualcomm Snapdragon 485G chip, which does support the 5G connection. So as far as the daily tasks and the actual speed and things like that, they're both pretty similar. I do want to say that the G Stylus 5G is slightly faster at normal tasks, so that's also something to note. Now another major difference in specs is the battery life. So the G Stylus, the standard G Stylus, does have a 4000 milliamp hour battery, whereas the G Stylus 5G does have a 5000 milliamp hour battery. So the real major difference here is the design of the styluses. So the 5G does have kind of right where the front of the stylus is at, there's kind of an indentation. The actual tip of the styluses are the same, so there's that. So I guess that indentation really marks the fact that this does have a it does resemble more of a pen or a writing utensil than the standard stylus, so there's that for you. Now overall, both of these devices do have a lot of similarities. There are a couple of differences that we mentioned, and as far as the purchasing decision goes, that really comes down to price at this point. Price and what are you really looking for? So the 5G version of the G Stylus is around $399 if you want it unlocked. You can get it under deals, such as if you're with a certain carrier such as T-Mobile, Boost Mobile, or Metro or whatever. and the standard G Stylus does run at $299. So the $100 difference does provide a 5G chip, which is a major thing, and it does provide a larger battery. So if those two things are something that you really look forward to, then go ahead and get the Stylus 5G. If not, the standard G Stylus is still such a great phone. So there's that for you. And with that being said, I want to thank you all so much for watching this one. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.